Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 22nd May of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for the evening. Today we are going to take a look at two stories. First, we're going to take a look at $100 million Fortnite Tournament. And secondly, we are proud to report that Valve has decided to push back with their censorship. But let's begin with the largest game that is up to date ever existed. Fortnite and Epic, which are the developers of Fortnite, have decided to host a tournament, well, more specifically many tournaments, during the first year of the Fortnite Battle Royale. Competitive scene will be funded by up to $100 million in prize pools by Epic alone. This is some big ass news. This means that Fortnite is going up there with games like Overwatch, with games like League of Legends or Dota 2 in terms of their prize pools. And while I still don't really see how competitive Fortnite could be so much fun, especially to watch, as there are just huge periods where nothing is really happening, I guess I'm just wrong, and I'm okay with accepting the fact that there are many people who actually do enjoy watching Fortnite at a competitive level. Otherwise, there's really not that much to say about this. It's just going to be a lot of tournaments, and a lot of them will be very well funded, and we'll just have to see whether they are actually successful as an esport or whether it will just become the next casual game that many people play, many people watch on Twitch, but a competitive scene just doesn't exist. I'm probably going to say it's going to be something in the middle, where there will be a competitive scene, but it will not be as big as, let's say, CSGO or Dota or even games like Hearthstone, which are just ideal for competitive matches as they are quick, there's always something happening. While Fortnite, I know, I just don't want to watch somebody sit in a room for 10 minutes avoiding all contact, because that's the best strategy to win. It's just, I know, I just can't imagine myself watching Fortnite. But if you are a person who will watch Fortnite esports, be sure to leave a comment, tell me how wrong I am, and tell me exactly why am I wrong. And our second piece of news takes us back a few days when we reported on Steam, or more specifically Valve, sending out letters to creators of several adult games that were on Steam that they essentially need to completely redo their games, get rid of quote-unquote pornographic content in their games, because it seems Valve has decided to roll back on this crackdown. And I'm very happy to say this, that I have no doubt that I personally played little to no role in this, but there have been many other outlets, especially bigger ones, that have complained about the same thing, with the same exact reasoning, that this is the beginning of the slippery road towards censorship. And because, most likely because of all the outlets that were complaining and individual influencers complaining, Valve has decided that they will review all the games in question to see whether they actually comply with the rules of Steam. Several of the devs who have initially tweeted have also tweeted this time. For example, the devs of Honeypot saying, "I have just received a word from Valve apologizing for the confusion, saying to disregard their previous email about violation, that they are in the process of re-reviewing the game and will follow up soon." Similarly, Loopysoft has tweeted that Loopysoft has also just received word from Valve that Mutiny is also being re-reviewed for content and the 2-week deadline is off. We'll update everyone as more information comes our way. And there were a few more tweets that followed essentially on the same route. So, yeah. Well, be very careful how you re-review this. Because, yes, if you have guidelines and the games have actually failed to follow them, then you may actually decide to strip them off the store. But if these games carefully follow the rules, and it seems they have, you shouldn't do it. Because then you're just, well, you're putting in your own personal opinion on a subject that shouldn't be about personal opinions. It should be about how the rules are structured, how the rules are set up, and whether people are following them. You obviously have the right to set up any rules you want. I'm not saying you do have to publish sexual games on your store. But if you're going to say, okay, these games are crossing the line, say why. And if there are any other games that are crossing the line, then those should be taken off the store as well, even though they are much more profitable, very likely. Like, let's say The Witcher 3 or Conan Exiles. These games are probably much more profitable than these little indie Japanese-style, usually visual novels, obviously, because so many more people will buy them. So don't focus only on the games which you can persecute without the risk of losing a ton of money. If you want to have rules, they need to apply to everyone. But if you just apply them to some, that is wrong, and it is very close to censorship. So again, Steam, be very, very careful with how you approach this. Because if you don't approach it correctly, this could turn into a PR shitstorm like you have never, ever seen before. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you are watching on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Either way, be sure to leave a comment and be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are your source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.